was living in bed, wondering if she'd changed at all, if her hair was still red. Her folks said our life together, it sure was gonna be rough. They never did like Mama's homemade dress, Papa's bank book wasn't big enough. Here I sit by the side of the road with the rainwater on my shoes, headed out for the East Coast. Lord knows I paid some dues getting through. Tangled up in blue. She was married when we first met, but soon to be divorced. I helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. We drove that car as far as we could and expanded it out west. Split up on a dark, sad night, both agreeing it was best. She turned around to look at me as I was walking away. I heard her say over my shoulder, we'll meet again someday on the avenue. Tangled up in blue. I had a job in the Great North Woods. I was working as a cook for a spell. I never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell, so I made it down to New Orleans, where I was lucky just to be employed. Working for a while on a fishing boat right outside of Delacroix. While I was alone, the past was close behind. Had a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew. Tangled up in blue. She was dancing in a topless place, and I stopped in for a beer. I just couldn't quit looking at the side of her face and the spotlight so clear. Later on, when the crowd thinned out, I was just about to do the same. I found her standing right behind my chair saying, Jimmy, don't I know your name? I muttered something underneath my breath. She studied the lines of my face. Must admit I was a little uneasy when she bent down to tie the laces on my shoes. Tangled up in blue. Burner on the stove and offered me a pipe. Said I never thought you'd say hello, you'd look like the silent type. She opened up a book of poems and handed it to me, written by an Italian poet in the 14th century. Never one of them words went true and glowed like burning coal, pouring off of every page like it was written in my soul from me to you, which it is. Tangled up in blue. With them on Montague Street in the basement down the stairs. There was music in the cafes, a night of revolution in the air. Then he started into dealing in slaves, and something inside of him died. She had to sell everything she owned and froze up inside. And when the bottom came out, I became withdrawn. The only thing I knew how to do was to keep on keeping on. I heard the clue. Tangled up in blue. Now I'm going back again, I gotta get to her somehow. All the friends we used to know, they're an illusion to me now. Some are mathematicians, some are carpenters' wives. I don't know how long ago they started, I don't know how they live their lives. But here I am still on the road, headed for another joint. We always did feel the same, we just started from a different point of view, to quote Woody Guthrie right there. Tangled up in blue. Early one morning, the sun was shining and I was laying in bed, wondering if she'd changed at all, if her hair was still red. Tangled up in